I'm checking in. It's September 25th, a day after my birthday, 2017. I had a general doctor appointment to get the surgical clearance to do the bunion surgery, but I didn't quite make it because of the person who wouldn't let me merge into the lane. But I was already 3/4 in and 3/4 of the body of my car length in. He purported he was standing still. Yeah, it's just like me to not look behind me and drive my car severely sideways so I can drag it off of someone that's standing still. It's not the case. He nudged so he can clearly see I was ahead, and he nudged and fudged. Fee-fend. Because who do you think he's talking to when he fucking opens his mouth? It's not even, okay? And we can clearly see I have a tone to fall back on. I don't have a reason to be malfeasant. In fact, everything I do is designed not to carry you to. Okay? All right? Why? Because I don't want to. Why? Because I don't have to. Bottom line. So I'm missing a bumper. I also missed my general doctor appointment. That's going tomorrow. Try to get to my dental appointment to put my third crown on in Massachusetts, and the GPS in my car says it's going to take X amount of time. I had been driving 25-30 minutes, and I'm like, you know what, there's such a time lag that's trending. I'm like, I'm already late, and if I'm starting out now and need to drive an hour and a half without traffic, I'm gonna be exceptionally late. So I called on the road, hey, is it okay if I'm a half an hour-ish late? Or should we, because I said I didn't plan for the traffic. The traffic's actually going thick both ways. So anyway, I'm not getting my crown today either, which is fine. I got to fiddle-faddle with insurance a wee bit, and thoughts on that still to put up, etc., as well as networking to, report the accident. Yes, I met stupid by my accident. How about my accent, okay? But y'all stand universally doth tone on for selling the war around the world to squat on women. But you can always fudge and forge fee-fend. What was nice today is I didn't get to speak much face-to-face to the person. I got out of my car, and when I did, I had my phone camera taking pictures. This is my view in front. This is the road. This is the person behind me. This is the 0'r on the side of the body car. And when I got out, the person in front of me got out. He says, I saw that. I'm going to stand here to witness. And then the guy who bumped me by not letting me merge on perp pose, he got out and said, I was still. My car was stopped. It didn't seem like a broad malfeasant contrivance lie. nor did it flag my attention as curious. What was more curious is I was on my way to a doctor's appointment. There's nothing wrong with my car except cosmetic, and that's obvious. It's not leaking any fluids, and I really don't have anything to fudge as my grudge. But what's curious is I was talking to the guy in front of me who was standing a witness. He's like, I'll stay here, you call the cops. So I called the police officers, and when I was done and they were on their way, I talked to him. I said, I need to call my doctor now, you know, in terms of I'm having a conversation with him. And that's when the other guy came in and got right in the face of me and him, and, oh, I'm so sorry for you. And I'm kind of like, I really don't get your drill, okay? You know, I kind of turn slightly like, I was not thinking to steal, okay? And I think he was. I think he already lent a contrivance, and I think he was trying to build up as hup upon it. NIT. So that's what's curious to me, to go back to his first comment that he sprung forth. My car was at a standstill. It was stopped. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. In the little fudge of my car being 3/4 of its length ahead of you, and 3/4 in the lane I was going to merge in, and you surged on purpose, okay? And then you stood me doffed, DOF, with no one to talk to. Ordinarily, I do these things on my own. That's why I bring video evidence, etc. And I bring my own ass, as asked, to the throne, to the tone, hone, roan as one. Even, prescient, present, client, even head and hand. Okay? I do that for a reason. It's calculated to not be miscalculated, to end off. And as my mission in life, now. So with Rye I, my tear is dry. Go read it. Get in line and get in time. Okay. What else? Yeah, so ordinarily I'd have to fight doffed because he's only standing doffed. Thoughtfully. To ask not. To ask not, N-O-T, K-N-O-T. Because he thinks I'm fictional without his framework, and I can't stand independently. I can't stand independently. I'm just saying it was very nice that I had witness today who was like, you get in the car, you do what you need to do, told stupid to shut up. He's witness. He saw it all unfold. And I have to say, it was a little bit of it was a nice relief. It was a nice relief in this sense. When I fight doffed for no reason, thiefend, for him also to cast on me that I'm crazy, stupid, psychotic, not in touch with reality, R-E-E-L, as sure as his fiction can cast D-O-W-E-L-L with dwell, even, tooth, tell. The tall tale. Yeah, you'll see it. It's all online. I got a tail. What else? So, anyway, my car's a little bit cosmetically, it's looking like a jackass. Okay. That's sire ironic. Anyway, October 9th, I get to plan to leave a lot earlier than my GPS tells me to go get my crown on. And it's just as well because I find myself in a bit of a, I feel myself pulled in a bit of two directions. I've got a lot of flow of thoughts, etc. And it's difficult for me to have this shit just scattered and build up because I'm not building hup. If I don't build hup, the best of thoughts fall to dup. Alright? To dupe, pend, doft. A tall, low, T. A tall lot. It's all hyphenated. Oh, to carry steam and team and self-esteem. Oh, even silently, as your till is still ill. Hyphen K hyphen T. To tell me you ask KT the night to H tat and hat tone even to me TOME my tomb TOM parentheses B E D BEAD be the ad be the bed raise the living from the dead head. Deadhead, your plant, you deadhead something, get rid of the things that aren't working. Or it's a way to cultivate the look you want. For instance, I have some plants that struggle in that they need more light to be full. So they get stringy, you know? I'm working with the light I have in my apartment. I've accented it with an LED over there, you know, on a timer. I have one above my kitchen sink where I have I start little new ones. So I have two lights on them to help them grow. And then I'll figure out where to put them in Trapezo, the shelving unit I made and fashioned and faux finished, even to the name. I put them in Trapezo, and Trapezo was designed to have crest shapes to amplify the object you put in it. My intention from the beginning was to have a jungle wall. I wanted a wall of plants. So, and I really like that. So that's what it's used for, and that's why there's the height on it as well. And the plants on the top have grown, have exceeded. They've exceeded the crèche shape. Most of them have. Or, let's see, and then those on the top shelf, those require more light. And then I find the ones that can work with, you know, I find the positioning. Which ones like shade? Which ones do better with shade? What I've learned does not work here, begonia. Begonia, I'm wasting my money. Interestingly, when I talk to people at the nursery that work there and purchase begonia, it doesn't work for them either. So they seem to be pretty when you get them at the nursery. But to actually grow them with any continuity, it seems, for even the best green thumb, it's a waste of money. What does work here? The per plant works here. It's on top, but you can cut a bit off and you could reroot it. I've got it to the root stage, but I've never been able to put it into another pot. So I've tried that a couple times and to have it start, and I could get it to the root stage, but it won't take off again, even though it seems to have all it needs to begin. So I'm not trying to work off that, the prayer plan. Leave the prayer plan as it is. If it's got dead leaves, I cut them off for the integrity of the aesthetic that I intend to grow here. What's alive? Coleus, the coleus tends to work here, and it works in the shade, it can work in the sun, but it's also, it seems to be a bit finicky to the brand, and not all of them are the same. Some definitely seem to do better in light. Some are like, where some can be in shade. I'm like, well, all can be in shade. No, it doesn't seem that way. Not all can be in shade. Had a great conversation. I had an appointment today after the bumper accident. Was very, I have to say, very cogent. It's very cogent to have a conversation with the client because it seemed there was such a rapport in terms of how they were reading me and how it was speaking, and and even Minnow seemed to build a sound resonance that was its own. And what you found in it was value. Value to listen to, value to hone, value to throw, value to ask questions in, value to feed information. And in this rapport and repository as one, there's just, how do I want to say? It's just, well, it's the very opposite of being bumped by accident. Okay. I kind of wish that I had taped, tape the conversation. The conversation itself, much as what I talk about in terms of when I'm not wearing my mask, is still a meta. And a lot was revealed. And it's not that I don't feel I can quite go there right now. What I have in front of me now is I have the notes. And so that's probably going to be my angle. But during the flow of the conversation with the client today, there was layers going on. There was the normal transaction of, I'm in the lice business, you're asking me lice questions, I'm answering them. So there was that, and there was the other layer of, oh, the meta. I understand, okay? And in that I understand what has and hasn't lent, and I'm just saying the whole conversation started to reveal itself as elucidating more of what I'm after, understanding. To get solid. SOLEID. It was the ins and the outs of a trivial sounding conversation, a trivial sounding day, a trivial business. That I was like, this conversation is so in flow in terms of real information. I wish I had taped it. So maybe I will in the future. I think whether it's the timing or not, or the client, I don't know, but one of the feedback I have given myself is I need to determine the gala. Gala. I need to determine that and make it that way. And because I'm questioning, why did I meet stupid by accident from behind? And a lot of it is being somewhat captive to doing this dance with doctors on insurance because I've met out of pocket. So I'm trying to get, other surgery to do it now rather than later next year when I don't have out of pocket. So, one uterus gone gives me a whole lot of leeway, it would seem. I didn't just do one uterus this year. I did a polyp surgery, a fibroid surgery, anemia, iron IV, to not be anemic, to after those two surgeries, dip right back into anemia again, because then to have their uterus gone. So I don't have a bucket with a hole in it anymore. I don't have the bucket. You would seem I wouldn't have to complain about it missing. Anyway, I've got thoughts. I'm trying to get settled. I'm a bit jumbled from juggling crockery and mockery. I think for me, my biggest safety is understanding what's true and to put myself in it. At the same time, I'm yielding, bending, and flexing a meta, my middle finger. Oh, and this one too. This one's bent. And then this one, the hood extensor ligament, it came out, and the sagittal band that holds the tracking of this tendon is hanging on by a thread. So it has lag. This finger has lag. The middle one does, okay? Which is sire ironic. Oh, conspire and consire, AD. I kind of think it's interesting. Perhaps my own meta reflecting to me, to means, etc. I did make it to the hand doctor, and she tests. Does it hurt here? Does it hurt here? Does it hurt here? Does it hurt here? And what she thought is maybe I have swelling on this side, and I got a cortisone shot in my palm, where this is where it's experiencing the tension when I use it, as well as with the lag. This finger lags, the middle. So I got a cortisone shot here. She wanted to see if it works because of inflammation. If it works, she said, the problem's solved forever. I don't need hand surgery because it's not bothering me. Lesson still, understand, it's still hanging on by a sagittal thread, but it's not drawing my attention to it. As like, this doesn't feel exactly right. Should I be worried about this? Should I go to my doctor to find out if I should be worried about this? What I don't think my doctor knows is that's what I want to know. Should I be worried about this? And if I should be worried about this, can you tell me the trajectory? I'm not trying to get surgery just because I'm out of pocket. I want to know, should it be fixed or not as a primary surgery? Do it now versus later, knowing you, the expert, what do you think the trajectory is going to be? Sometimes I don't think doctors know that. They don't understand, at least from my point of view. I don't know if other patients are like that, but it's like, I want to know, you know? I'm not trying to hog surgery as a way to fix things. Also in the sense that, you know, it's a 3-month mitt down commitment to get it fixed. I have to put in a splint, and then I have to learn how to wave again, apparently. So I have to say I'm not feeling it, so that's great. So far the cortisone's working. I'm hoping it's not something, so it's a steroid. I think that's my first steroid ever. I hope it's not, when she says it's fixed forever, I hope that doesn't mean I have to keep getting steroid cortisone shots to fix it forever. I hope it means it's just fixed. Otherwise, I have to go back and really angle and refine my question, the question I'm looking for, which is, you are the expert as you have staged your own witness. I want you to pull from your own tine, hein, and thine. Okay? And I want you to tell me, what would you do if you were me? If you're active, you go to the gym, you lift dumbbells, you dangle, you stretch, you ride your bike, you type, you sew, you use needles. What would you do, you know? Fix it now, fix it later. That's, you know. So I'm appreciative of cortisone as a possibility, in that I didn't know that was a possibility based on the last time I saw the same doctor. But, you know, what does forever mean? Forever as long as I take cortisone? You know. Anyway, am I rambling? Oh, nonsensically. And while you all with your hyphen stud and duddy doffed to get toft, that he would add doft to put toft, all hyphenated. Think you're not rambling? Oh, thanks for concisely letting me know. I'll have you know ly is a suffix to relationship, jackass. Okay. Asked, hyphen t, tag, hyphen go, hyphen d, debt to throw. Throw, thrown, tone, hone, roan, the O, the H-O, the ho you are, all hyphenated one, present, present, client. Just one lever for me to ask to go. To ask to go odd, I know. What else am I supposed to do with myself? Console myself pitifully in the way that you left me, L-E-F-T, deftly. Deft is the evolution of daft in origin. So the people that are actually honestly seeking to learn, to love, love, earn, the ear, and the date, ND is no date. They are the ones that are advancing the thoroughfare because they want to be B-E-A-T-H-E-I-R-D. H-E-R-E. So let's talk about significance. If your Tao is lending Tao with war, and you call yourself aware, that's not actually fair tear, thoroughfare. Please understand your Tao around the world, dame and aim mend doft. Okay? To toot toft, that he would add doft, to put toft. All hyphenated. You don't have a zero. You're not manufacturing innocence. Your God is manufactured doft. Stupid. Stupid is leading the party line and the toot and the loot to LO-T, lot. And slot, L equals the love he sought, hyphenated. To the tooth, and to toss, hyphen, zero. You're playing a game of not desiring to know. So you can keep throwing bullshit around. BU, your bushel, LL, two L's, two loves, is that you thought of someone else? You didn't. I'm thinking it through for you. You've already screwed the you to dudes. Hyphenated. I think I'll try and get on my notes. I think the video froze because my desktop, I extended it 15 minutes before it goes to a black screen. I think when it does that, if I'm not fiddling with the cursor, when the screensaver goes off, I think my video freezes too. So I'm gonna stop that here.